All right, we are slowly getting our shit together here. Need my ears. Oh, the old mask is messing up the glasses. Jeez. All right. Oh, it's nice and quiet. I saw that there's some people here. Can't see how many of you, but thank you for coming. We have very, very lucky tonight to have Jeff Jenkins and Bijoux Barbosa. They're some of the leading jazz guys and educators here in in Denver. And we're going to hang out and we're going to play some organ music and we're going to jam and we're going to talk. And yeah, so thanks for coming down. How you doing, Bijoux?
Pretty awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, man. Of course.
It's always great to have the Bijoux in the house.
Always.
Great to be here, man.
Always. And Jeff on the organ.
On the mighty C3.
The mighty C3. Yeah, so we're just going to jam a little bit and shoot the shit, talk, and whatever else you want to do. So thanks for coming for the ride. Everybody turn your mic off. And Jeff, if you could give us a tempo for Sweet B. That's Sweet B, right? Okay. That was sick. Right?
It always is.
It's always sick with you guys. I'm telling
Indeed.
you. All right. Well, if you're just joining us, which we just started, so you're just joining us. This is Wrecking Room Stage at volume.com, and we have I've got the honor of having Bijoux Barbosa on bass and Jeff Jenkins on keys. These are two of the greats out here in Colorado and everywhere. Yeah, I'm just really psyched you guys came up. Thanks for coming up. You know, man.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, it was a beautiful drive up here. The mountains there's snow in the mountains, and it's really great. And
Yeah, we're getting
the roads were clear. It was an awesome drive up here. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we have the late April snow going on now.
We do.
Just wait for the drive back, Jeff.
I know. That's why we're trying to get in here and get out of here early, so no one's stuck on the road.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Yeah. Well, let's see. If anyone wants to suggest anything for us to improvise.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Except we don't know any songs really.
Yeah, we don't know any songs, but we know some. But if you guys have any ideas, like I don't know, a time signature or a color or a feeling or something like that, we'll make something up for you. But anyway, I want to talk real quick about it's Funky Friday. Thanks, Jesse. So I'm just going to read a quick little thing with Jeff because we are in the presence of greatness. I stole a little bio from you, Jeff, and I'm just going to spit some stuff out real quick.
I did a good job of lying on that.
Jeff has released 7 CDs in the last 15 years, including Cique on Capri Records. And let's see, a couple organ trio CDs. He's over there playing the organ here. And he has worked with many, many jazz greats: Freddie Hubbard, Eddie Harris, Clark Terry,
Bijoux
Barbosa, Dakota Station, Frank Morgan. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Count Basie Orchestra, New York Voices, and you, John Abercrombie. I mean, he just keeps going.
Actually,
Wait. He didn't work with John Abercrombie. John Abercrombie
worked with him.
Yeah.
I hired him.
Yeah. That's
actually, he's on the original Cique record.
I saw that.
He's on 3 tracks.
And
he did a nice job.
And you can you tell us a little bit, because I actually did a thing with some Broadway people last weekend. Can you tell us a little bit about your New York life and some of the stuff you did there?
Yeah. I lived in about 10 places in 8 years.
Wow.
I did the New York musician thing.
The musician shuffle.
I got to study with some great folks, Richie Byrek and Kenny Barron, Fred Hirsch, and the thing about New York is that you could just go to any gig any day. I remember there was one day I was on a wedding gig, and it was like a Saturday afternoon, and I was in a bad mood because I was on a wedding gig, and I was in this same dirty tux that I was in like several days earlier, and we're sort of warming up and playing the cocktail hour,
Of course.
And this guitarist is like killing, and I'm like, God, what is going on here?
Who is
man?
this guy?
And it's just like, wedding gig, and it turns out it's Vic Juris, one of the greatest living jazz guitarists. He played, with everybody. And it's Vic Juris playing my wedding gig because he needed the $250 too.
Exactly.
Yeah. And New York is just kind of like that. It's really cool. You never know who's going to be in the audience. And often when you're playing a gig, you look up and there's 10 piano players at your gig.
That's got to be unnerving.
Checking you out. It is, but then after a while it's not. After a while you just sort of expect it.
Yeah, you just get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did a little bit of Broadway work.
So wait, now I think I talked to you once, and you said that you did Tommy.
I
Is
did.
that right? And there was a certain guy that was kind of there coaching you along?
Right, Pete Townsend was the.
So what was it like? What was that like?
Pete is great. He's an amazing musician, and he was kind of quiet. You know, he said a few things to me about the way I was playing his music, which was helpful. You know,
Mhm.
and but he had a real vision for the show, Tommy, and was really insightful all the time, and had great stories about being on the road with the Who, and you know, the '80s, the Who, they were just crazy. They were just Pete said that he was trying to prove that, you know, he could live through anything at that point, you know, and so he was doing, you know, everything a person could do on the road, he was doing, and he said, you know, one day I woke up and realized we're not being cool rock and rollers, we're just being assholes.
Wow.
But no, he was a great inspiration, and I had the nerve to ask him who his favorite piano player was, because I wanted to please him, you know, and he said Elton John.
Wow.
Which I thought was really cool. So I went back and listened to all those Elton John records. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a cat, man. He's a real cat. He writes so much music.
Really?
Yeah. He really does.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a real honor to be rubbing elbows with him, for sure.
Well, speaking of writing music, maybe we should play another one of your tunes.
All right.
Should we go up to the top and do the MD time thing?
I was thinking that might be the perfect tempo.
Okay. Can you just kind of set us up a little bit, and then we'll give us a count off or something?
No.
No count off for you guys.
Of course.
This is Jeff Jenkins and Bijoux Barbosa at the Wrecking Room stage in Lyons, Colorado. Thanks for joining us. That's some freaky shit.
And that's how it ends.
That's how it ends, exactly.
Until the next time we end it.
Until the next time we end it. Exactly. If you're just joining us, we are at the Wrecking Room stage in Colorado, and I am joined by two of our finest musicians in the state, Jeff Jenkins and Bijoux Barbosa. They are phenomenal players and educators. They both also teach at CU University. Bijoux, are you still at DU as well? So Bijou's just everywhere. Sorry, I'm supposed to be wearing this thing. Bijoux is everywhere. Bijoux, can we talk about Bijoux for just a second? You know, man.
At your own risk.
I've got this life, you know. I gotta, you gotta share it a little bit. So, actually, I want to ask you this because I'm freaking out. You said you were hit by a car last year.
Yeah, I was crossing this street and I got hit by a car. I was on my bike.
You're on your bike.
Yeah, and this guy basically just run the red light and I got hit.
So what does it feel like?
It didn't feel like anything. I just remember being on the ground and
did you go up and do somersaults?
It was so fast. I don't remember anything really. I just remember being on the ground and then I got up and I had a few scratches, but nothing really happened. And it was right next to the fire station, so the guys came right out and to check me out. And I did go to the hospital though, and the guy that hit me didn't have insurance.
Oh God.
No.
Yeah.
So what
sorry.
happens there? You're just kind of screwed, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you do that thing, when I was in here and I was working on scaffolding, back when I was building this place, and I fell off the scaffolding.
Wow.
I was I don't know, my butt was probably about 6 feet in the air, and I felt like the whole scaffolding was going to pull over, like I was going to do a wheelie, and so I just let go, because one of the guys didn't reconnect it properly, and so it started to come apart.
Right.
And I fell, and then you have that trauma or whatever, and I hit my head, and the whole white light and all that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But my question is when you start doing this, you you start checking to see if your shit is still there.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Did you do that?
Actually, no. This time I didn't. I just got up. Actually, I thought it was a busy intersection. And I thought that another car was going to hit me because the traffic was really heavy at that time. So I didn't think much. I just got up, grabbed my bike, and, ran to the sidewalk. I do, however, remember on a mountain bike accident years ago that I had that same thing happen to me. I was on the ground, and I was like, oh, my God, I don't even know if my body is still, that was freaky, man.
I know. I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about Bijoux?
Yeah, that was my exciting news from last year.
That's the exciting news from last year. So you are originally from São Paulo, Brazil?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
And then you went on to play with a bunch of pop bands? What was that like?
Actually, I moved to Venezuela when I was 19 years old. To play with some people there. It was just a short contract, but they kept hiring me for more gigs.
Yep.
And then I, kept staying. Something really cool happened though. I was playing with these guys. We were all kids, we were all in our early 20s. And it was man, how can I put this? It was like a gig that was, romantic music, whatever. And one of our songs...
Was it like a big singer or something?
Well, the thing was one of our songs got picked up by a soap opera. And then, from one day to the next, we were very famous. Traveling all over the place. And it was really cool because it was like a rock star moment.
Yeah.
Everything about that lifestyle was great. But for those 45 minutes that I was on stage, I just wanted to die because the music was just awful.
Oh, so you guys were doing arenas and all that kind of stuff, and
yeah, it was pretty huge. Everyone knew the soap opera. Everybody knew the songs. I played for like Miss Venezuela like 3 times. It was huge.
Now,
But it was really embarrassing also.
no, this is going way back so Bijoux and I play in this group called Go-Go Lab, and he's going to be back here in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we're going to play Go-Go Lab Classic, which is the 3 of us with Eric Moon, a keyboard player. But anyway, back when we used to talk on set breaks, didn't you say that like you lived at some like fancy apartment and you had like these, like wasn't there like a posse of people that were like putting stuff on your bill or something like that? Did you have some of those?
Well, I lived in a 5-star hotel for maybe 2.5 years or so.
What's that like? 5-star hotel?
It's pretty cool, but you know, I was very young and naive, so you know, everybody's your friend and stuff, and so yeah, I had a lot of house guests and stuff like that. It was another life.
Another life, yeah. We've moved on for that. Yeah, awesome.
It was fun though.
Yeah. Well,
I think when stuff like really great happens like that to us when we're young, we think our whole lives are going to be like that.
Right.
Man,
I'm going to be in 5-star
I
hotels.
definitely felt that way, Jeff.
Yeah, totally.
Like every time I got a paycheck, man, I would spend my paycheck in like a couple hours, thinking that it was going to last forever.
You're buying like fancy sunglasses and shit.
Oh man, everything, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, we call it the rock and roll shit twister, right? It's like a roller coaster that just goes all over the place. 1 minute you're like, feel like you're on the top of the world. Next minute you're
driving a Honda Civic 1987.
Exactly. And the muffler fell off and you're driving to a wedding, you know? So,
yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we should, I don't know, should we play a pop tune, like Cream? Is that a segue or no? What are you thinking, Jeff?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so we're going to play a Prince tune.
Prince.
Speaking of pop. And
so did you guys see the 60-minute thing on Prince this week?
No.
Nope.
So they went into his studio and talked to people who'd worked with him and stuff. And I'm kind of a Prince freak. I love Prince. And so they showed the vault. So there's a vault, and the vault is full of master tapes, full of tapes.
No way.
And they said that he recorded, not wrote, but recorded 30,000 songs.
I believe it.
In his lifetime.
That's crazy.
Because he was a workaholic. He would work all night long. He would call his engineer at 3 a.m. and say, "Come on, I got an idea. We're going to put this down. We're going to write a tune." And,
and wouldn't he would take the band, like they went to Colorado Sound and stuff, you know, like after the show, and then they show up and they start recording, or you know.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, he would do that all over the world, you know.
I don't think he ever really relaxed, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of this little segment, they said that Prince recorded so much music that he could release a record a year until the year 3000.
Oh my God. So will any of that
900 some years, right?
Will any of that be procured? Were they talking about?
Well, yeah, they are going to be releasing stuff.
Cool.
They've already released a few things, but yeah, they're going to be releasing as much of it as doable, I think, you know. There's of course the estate is, you know, kind of precarious at this point. Nobody's sure who owns what. Because he didn't have a will or anything. But man, what a cat! I saw him in the Superdome.
Oh my God!
In New Orleans on the Purple Rain tour. And it did not suck.
Yeah, I saw him in Denver years ago at the Pepsi Center.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I walked away with I walked away with many things. That was when Candy Dolfer or whatever was playing,
right?
And Maceo, they were both on the gig.
Yeah.
And but you know, with all the show and stuff, and then who's the great drummer who has the China behind him and he's flipping the sticks backwards?
Is that Sheila E?
What's that?
Sheila E?
Well, no, is the drummer guy? I think he lives in Tampa now.
Huh.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be shamed for farting out on his name. But what I took away from that was he was so demanding of the audience, and so like, you know, they did the whole thing, and then they got to the point where Prince is just sitting in the chair, and he's got the little like foot switch that he can make it go, you know. So he he would go face each, quarter of the arena, and he would play, and he would, if people didn't respond, he would give them that look, and he would just demand it, and then bam, he owned everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. I mean, yeah. So
He just assumed that you wanted to party with him.
yeah,
It's just like, come
well,
on.
you got no choice.
That's
Right?
why would you not?
All right, well, let's pick a tempo for this and play some Cream. Hey, Jeff, can you turn your mic off?
Oh, it's loud.
Yeah, little cream.
Who knew?
Who knew? I had a stick get a big gouge in it. Look at that.
Me too.
Woo.
Yeah,
Time for another stick.
yeah, man. So now, Brian, tell us about yourself.
Oh, I'm here every week.
Yeah, man, and that's the question. Like, you have a great studio. Like, tell us a little bit about your studio.
Okay, this is the Wrecking Room. I built this, I think, 3 years ago. I borrowed from everyone I could find, remortgaged the house, and I came up with an idea to, because we decided we were going to stay here, and so we wanted to get the drums and the studio stuff out of the house where it was, and we needed a room. And
Right.
my neighbor Evan was like, "Dude, just build a big room," because I was trying to carve out all these things where you had like a control room and a this and a that, and he was just like, "Just build a big room, and then do a booth and whatever." And so I'm pretty happy with it. I'd love to have another lockout booth or something, but it's great to have all this space and to
So your drums, they stay set up the whole time. Then
the drums are up all the time. The mics are up all the time. I have tons of drums, way too many. Old ones from the 50s and the 30s and the 60s and the whatever. It's been, sorry, my iPad's talking back to me here.
It kind of looks like Mount Drum back there.
It is kind of Mount Drum back here. Today we
cool.
have the Yamahas. This is the newest set I have. I've been playing the old Rogers for a long time, and I was just like, I want to play something different, and so. But it's great. I have all the stuff here, and I've got this rack, and so I can interchange. I can go from a modern sound to an old retro sound just by pulling the drum off the shelf and putting it on. So that's really fun. And
Nice.
yeah, and now there's a video setup, and it's been great. Volume.com is helping us out getting this thing going, and so we're just excited to do more of these. And the reason why I built it like this was to play with people in person,
Right.
because I've been doing all these online drum tracks. It's called drumoverdubs.com, and I've been doing that for years.
Right.
And it's cool because you're able to make music and send it to each other via the internet. But, at one point I was just like, I want to play with people again.
Right.
You want that, when you come in the room and Jeff comes in the room, and it makes it what it is.
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing, is humans in the room together. It's just, I really enjoy that. So.
And these days, don't we just love that more than ever?
Yeah, because now these days everyone's sending you
In
stuff.
times of quarantine and not being able to see our friends.
And that's what's been so great about volume.com and starting to do some of these, because now during this time where we don't have a whole lot of gigs, this summer there'll be some things, we'll get some outside stuff, but it's been, these have been the gigs, and it's been great to bring people in, and we got to wear the mask and stuff like that, but we keep this band small, but we're able to interact with each other, and it's kind of the way it felt before, and sometimes it's better. You don't have a drunk guy knocking on your shoulder.
Right.
Can you play something? It's like
Mustang Sally.
Yeah.
So,
Freebird.
So tell us a little bit about. I know that you record for people all over the country, remotely from here. So sometimes people don't understand how that works. Like for instance, today we're playing and we have Randy as our engineer in the booth.
Yep.
But when you're doing sessions for people, like there's a person that requests a drum track, and the guy's in California or something, and you're recording here in the studio. Do you produce your own tracks? Do you have an engineer come and help you?
No, I do it all myself. Yeah, we've got a really bad buzz, and I'm just trying to figure out where it's from. I don't know if. Let's turn off our vocal mics for a second and see if that changes anything. Nope, it's still there. I don't know if it's in the if Randy's hearing it. If it's not a problem, we'll just keep going.
I'm not hearing it.
Oh, you aren't?
No.
Okay, great. It sounds like an amp buzz or something. Yeah.
I got that buzz too.
Okay.
But it's always good to get a buzz on,
Yeah, exactly.
especially right before you play.
Exactly. No, so anyway, long story short, I was doing that for a long time. I was like the third guy in the world doing that a long, long time ago. And it was pretty cool. I got to do like major movie trailers, like Keanu Reeves movies and shit, and you would go to the movie theater and you'd see like the ad for the next movie coming out, and like you're like, I did that in my living room, and it's just it was really cool,
Very, very cool, man.
So it kind of comes and goes, that kind of work. But this has been really fun for me to have a little platform here on volume.com and bring my friends and these great musicians and, come play and have that interaction with each other. And so here we are,
Cool, man.
Yeah. So speaking of that, maybe we should play some more music, some freaky organ music, or where do we want to go?
Do you want to stick with Prince?
Sure. We can
do some Sign of the Times.
I'm trying to remember that tune. Can you dabble the melody a little bit? Oh, that was the drum machine guy. There we go. All right, I think I got it.
My Three Sons.
Exactly. So you're going to drop the loop?
I'm going to lay it on you, baby.
Okay. Well, count us in, and everybody turn off your mics, and we will move forward.
How's this thing work?
Never know what's going to happen, huh?
You never know what's going to happen. That's what we like.
That was so fun.
That was really fun. Thanks for bringing that. I want to check. Can you remark if there is a buzz in the control room? Because I've got a loud buzz in my ears.
Yeah, it got kind of louder, didn't it?
It's gotten louder. In case you've just joined us, that thing's loud. Yeah. Maybe it was that guy. A buzz off of the... But anyway, speaking of buzz, I guess it's the matriarch that's buzzing?
No, not my baby.
Not the matriarch. You guys got to look at the matriarch. Can you take a look at... Can you shine the camera on the matriarch? Look at this crazy thing.
I'm not getting the buzz because I'm barely able to hear that.
Yeah, it's in that line. Well, anyway, in case you're just joining us, this is Jeff Jenkins, the mad scientist in the room with the matriarch. And we have Bijoux Barbosa on bass. This is Brian McRae on the drums at the Wrecking Room Studio in Lyons, Colorado. And Jeff, can you tell us about that crazy thing?
This is... oh, sorry. This is my baby here, the Moog Matriarch. It's a newer Moog.
Uh-huh.
It's been out maybe 2 or 3 years. It is a semi-modular analog synthesizer. So it'll make noise, but it's more fun if you kind of plug stuff into stuff. So I have like the aftertouch opening up the filter.
Uh-huh.
And I have velocity also kind of opening up the other filter. It's got 4 oscillators, which is 1 more than most people have.
It's
or
one louder.
Even 2 more. Yeah, and it'll do chords. So it's badass. I love it. I'm sorry it's buzzing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it was just in the cans, that would be cool. But I don't know if it's going out to the audience.
Is there a ground switch on the input?
I'm not sure if there's a ground switch on that guy or not. There, that's it. What was that?
Wow, now is it gone?
Yes.
I pushed the ground switch.
The ground, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you take from this lesson right here.
I owned a recording studio for 12 years. That's what I learned.
That's what we've learned from all these years in the recording business. Flip the ground switch. Well, thank you.
I actually didn't even know it was a ground switch. I just kind of pushed it. I thought, I bet this is a ground switch.
Well, now, can you tell us a little bit about the matriarch? Because I'm sorry, it was buzzing so loud when you first told me. So you've got, it's like a bunch of pedals on the top of it, or what is that?
No, it's a semi-modular analog synthesizer. So it's kind of set up like a Eurorack modular synthesizer, where each module actually looks like a module. It's different colors.
Uh-huh.
So, like there's this nice lavender color and the black and the green and I'm colorblind, and yellow and each one of them, so there's a modulation section and it's got 2 different utilities. It's got a mixer. It's got 4 oscillators. The oscillators can be set at different waveforms and different pitches, and it is just big and warm and lovely, and it doesn't store any memory, so you make the patches as you go. You
That's
look
awesome.
at it. You look at it and you go, okay, what do I want this to sound like? And you kind of get good at figuring out.
Well, that sure clears things up.
Yeah, now you know.
Wow, what a cool instrument.
And it's got this really groovy analog bucket delay.
Show us that, please. Oh, I like that.
And it'll get freaky.
I think we should do like some drum and bass to that. I think that is going to be our freaky song. All right. I think let's go with that. So, Jeff, why don't you demonstrate that? Bijoux and I are going to play a little drum and bass groove, and you could just freak out. How about that?
I was born for this.
All right. Thanks for coming to the Wrecking Room stage on volume.com. I saw we had like 300 and some people watching.
I think we
Our
should do
little
the
gig
saddest,
here, so-
the saddest of all keys.
The saddest of all keys.
D minor, the saddest of all keys.
All right. We'll jump into
People
this.
have been known to openly weep.
This will be an improvisation with the matriarch.
Thank
That's some crazy. That's some crazy stuff you can do with that thing.
You made me do it, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Jenkins on the Moog Matriarch. Analog goodness.
She's so pretty, but she's so bad.
That's totally awesome. Thanks for doing that.
So that was sample and hold at the end.
Sample and the tune.
No.
The sound.
Yeah, sample and hold.
Oh, that's low.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That'll shake the suds. That's some crazy analog shit.
I
right
can't
there.
stop.
So speaking of analog, we have Chris Malley from Rabblefish has given us the heavy metal sign. Thank you, Chris.
Nice.
Chris Malley and Rabblefish will be here tomorrow evening.
Yay!
Same bat time, same bat channel, Wrecking Room stage. That's with Paul McDaniel and Victor Mestes.
Wow, cool.
Nice.
So-
Victor. Hey, Victor.
Yeah, you're using Victor's stand right now, so be sure to thank him.
Thank you, Victor.
He left it here last time. So yeah, so tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have Rabblefish. If you want to check out any of their clips, you can go to the Wrecking Room stage, and there's some clips from the show last time, about 3 weeks ago, I think, or 4. I see Ben is here from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Ben. Thanks for stopping in. So we were talking about analog. Now I'm trying to make a segue. I'm reaching here, okay? But let's talk about the organ. This is it's a 1963 C3
Hammond
church.
C3.
Hammond C3. It's analog goodness. And
Doesn't get more analog than that.
And you have a tone cabinet and a Leslie in there spinning around.
Yeah.
And so maybe do we go into your gospel tune?
Yeah, let's do that.
Little mellow it out a little bit.
Do you know the difference between a C3 and a B3?
B is for band, C is for church.
It's kind of true, and they closed the front of the organ with a nice panel because of modesty issues with nice ladies playing the organ and using their legs to play the bass and the volume and the volume pedal.
I can see
the expression pedal. So that's really why they did it. Yeah.
I
The
had no
C3.
idea. I'm learning
Yeah.
something every day. This is great.
And I have an A100 at home,
Yes.
which is a home version of the same thing. It's got a little spinet cabinet, so it's slightly smaller, but it sounds just the same. Sounds awesome. And it's funny, it has 10-inch speakers. It's got 3 10-inch speakers in it.
Mm-hmm. And then the C3 they're basically all the same, but the C3 just has more wood on it, and the B3 has the little
The legs.
The legs.
Yeah, the little legs. That's like the look that everybody likes on stage. The B3,
Right.
it looks really nice on stage.
which
Yeah.
I really like the look of that in there.
I love it.
It's just it's a drag. You can't put down the music stand and put another keyboard on there.
I know,
but,
it's all good.
you know,
You got to feel the love.
but you got to feel the love,
You
right?
got to feel the love with the C3. I owned a C3 once. I miss it.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I miss it.
Well,
It's great.
let's go to church, shall we?
Which one is this?
Gospel according to Jim.
Yeah.
Tell
This
people
is
that,
an original song I wrote for my good friend Jim Ellsbury, who passed away. He was my teacher in college. He was actually a choral director, but he was like the first person who like told me I could be a jazz musician and kind of helped me and like gave me Bill Evans records and showed me kind of how to play and what to do. And we remained friends through, for 40 years after being in college. We were just like really good friends. So he was an awesome guy. I think about him every day. So Jim Ellsbury, this is the gospel according to Jim, baby.
Yeah, man. Wow, two totally different eras of analog.
Yeah, Jeff.
And all the emotion that you can get out on that instrument. That's what's so cool.
I had a senior citizen friend. Oh, I'm a senior citizen now, but back then I was young. He said, when I first started playing the organ, he said, you play a piano, but you got to work an organ.
Yes.
And that was really good advice, because you're always kind of working to get sound out of it. It can be really static and not emotional because it's not touch sensitive. So you have to do it with the drawbars.
Right, you have to.
With the drawbars and with the expression pedal, with the Leslie. But it can really, you can go to church, man. Go to church with the organ for sure.
And you're switching the speed of the Leslie back and forth.
They say that kick on the Leslie gets you closer to heaven.
And then and then sometimes you play bass with your feet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I do. I was trying not to do that, but I had to a little bit on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to step on Bijoux because that's his territory. But yeah, there's bass pedals down there. You can play them with your feet.
How do you do all that? I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like being a drummer. You know, each limb is doing something different, and you just kind of train yourself to do it. And
Yeah.
the coordination kind of
develops.
like skiing or something. At first, it really feels awkward, but then you start to kind of get it after a while.
Right. Totally. So let's talk about for a second. Just so a lot of us have not played many gigs for a year or so in this COVID thing. Sorry, I should have this thing back on. So what's it been like for you, Jeff? You guys you guys are both at CU, and you guys just went back to in person recently.
Yeah, in the past month or so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And before that, you were online the whole time, and
yeah, pretty much all last from March on,
mm-hmm.
and then in the fall we were online pretty much the whole time. Yeah. So you get very used to working on Zoom like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I would have invested in that stock like 18 months ago or something.
Don't we all?
But yeah, I mean, I think that interestingly enough, I think it's hard for the instructors, and I think it's hard for the students. In a certain way, I think it's almost harder for us instructors because we've had years of knowing how things are supposed to go and how they're supposed to feel and how students are how we're supposed to interact with students and how we're going to go to gigs and demonstrate stuff to students, and that's just been gone. You know, it's starting to come back now, but I think the students are sort of like, oh, this is what's happening. Oh, okay. You know, they're sort of, not that they're shallow or anything. They're I got some really deep students who I love dearly, but yeah, I think that they just roll with the punches a little bit more. I think they deal with technology better than we do. I mean, I think that we've had to, you know, Brian's had to deal with technology here at the studio, and Bijoux and I on Zoom and in other ways. But to I think a 20-year-old, that comes pretty easy, you know, because they grew up playing video games and stuff, and when they were 7 years old, they had a laptop and stuff like that. So, but it's been interesting.
So you guys were normally, you did faculty concerts, what, like, is it once a month or is it every week on Thursday or what?
No,
was it?
not that often, you know, a couple times a semester. But there was also a kind of unofficial jam session that Brad Good ran at the Muse.
Yep.
And that was such a valuable teaching tool, you know, for our students, because when you're playing jazz, you don't really learn it in the practice room, really. You know, you have to go out and play with other people.
Got to listen.
You got to listen and learn how to react quickly in real time, and learn about the function of what's the function of a piano player on a bossa nova, and what, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Bijoux, what are your thoughts? How are things been with you and your students?
You know, they've been surprisingly easy, and I think that is for the reason you're talking about. It's very easy for these guys to jump on Zoom and any sort of like new technology and just deal with it. For bass, it's been good actually, and the one thing that's been really great is that my students, they have been really inspired and, you know, and motivated to work on things, and I'm very happy about it, I think that it for me was kind of hard because you just have to, like, you know, you just have to think, I'm doing something completely different here than the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So, but I try to kind of like adjust quicker, you know, so like I'm at my computer, I have a lot of music in there, charts, you know, and stuff that I can send to them and they can open right away. And so we just kind of like, we just switch completely from the get-go. Ironically enough, the one thing that held us back a little bit was, you know, everybody needed to get an interface to kind of like connect their bass.
Yep.
Right.
And just like as we had a shortage of toilet paper, we also had a shortage of interfaces.
You wish you bought that Focusrite stock too, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had to wait for the Focusrite for about a month or so.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how we just all adapted, you know. I mean, I was so lucky to have this place built.
Right.
I was coming out here and I was putting on Netflix and putting in my in-ear monitors and watching shows and just playing drums, you know, and it was great, you know, just it's a whole bunch of different things to
You got this done just right in time, right?
Yeah,
Everything?
yeah, it's now, I mean, now it's about 3 years, I think, coming up in August, I'm not sure. So yeah, I mean, it was just perfect timing so I could come out here and do stuff, and now, you know, now we're doing this and we're easing our way back in and we're playing together and, you know, we're broadcasting it out to people and
So I mentioned that, you know, you do your sessions here, but how about you also do sessions with live bands in here, and do they sometimes bring their drummer also, and then you are just the engineer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like you played on Dean Oldencott's record, great drummer friend of ours, and yeah, and it was so much fun to record you guys, and I made videos of you guys.
Oh yeah.
And
I also recorded with Jesse.
And then
Garland.
with Jesse and Rodney Barreto, our friend from Cuba. We, you know, so yeah, I really enjoy doing, you know, being on the other side. It's really fun. We haven't done as much of that now during COVID. I've been selfish and I've been playing all these gigs, but you know, as we open up, maybe we'll be able to get some other guys in here and I can sit in the other room and, you know, enjoy that. So you always learn something, you know, every time you, whether it's a jazz drummer or a punk drummer or whoever, you know.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that.
And as musicians, we get used to wearing different
Many
hats. Many hats, different hats, and that's we kind of have to do that to survive in the marketplace because things change. You know, every few years, and you kind of got to roll with it to a degree. You know.
Yeah, it's my friend John and I we were on last night. We did a drum track on volume.com. And we always joke around like, how many jobs? 9 jobs. That's just kind of our saying, because you're a drummer and you're an engineer, and now you got to be a lighting person, or you got to you got to get video. You got to learn about
camera angles,
cameras, or just like you got to learn about 50p versus 60p versus like all the different how does it travel, down an SDI line or an HDMI line? It's just like all this stuff. It's just crazy. Yeah. So just keep learning.
Yeah.
So did we play your Hang-Ups?
No.
Should we go there?
Herbie Hancock is always a great place to go.
Yeah. Why don't we?
This is from Manchild, and to me this was the record I never owned for some reason until recently. I got hip to it. But yeah, this is a fun one.
All right. Here comes some Herbie. Let's turn off our mics when we get there. Don't give it to him. Thanks, Jeff. Wow.
Hang up your hang-ups, baby.
Hang up your hang-ups. That was a blast. It's great. I mean, so let's talk real quick. The last time we played together, holy shit.
Oh, yeah. The three of us? Was that maybe the old Dazzle?
Yeah.
Or maybe Appaloosa.
Yeah, or a Go-Go Lab gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Appaloosa probably at least 3 years.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, man. This is a
But
blast.
you know what?
you,
It's like
man.
riding a bike. Just get back
Yeah.
on. It feels so great and so natural. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks
yeah,
for
this
having
is-
us up here, Brian.
Oh, man.
Brian, your
My
place is
pleasure.
beautiful,
Thank you
man.
so
Thanks
much.
for providing the organ is so great and so beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm going to come back and do more stuff here on this organ, I know.
Oh, yeah. Anytime. You
Mm-hmm.
just text me, call me, whatever. I'll have it ready. I will have it warmed up for you.
yeah,
so you can
yeah.
bless the organ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're kind of winding down, but we can play a few more if you want.
Sure.
Let's see. Is there anything in the chat room going on? Let's see.
We haven't done a crack-a-lack.
We haven't done a crack-a-lackin'.
It hasn't snowed.
Oh, someone was joking. They said, my mom said you can play my wedding.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sweet.
All right, we are going to be a virtual wedding band coming this summer. But first, we got to play some funk.
So if it's a virtual wedding, does that mean it's a virtual honeymoon too?
I don't know. I guess they put up a green screen,
It's
you know, and they're
Yeah,
on
it's
the
a
beach. They
different-
get the sound effects
totally.
going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the world we live in these days. Yeah. Cool. So can you tell us about this tune?
Which tune am I telling them about?
Crack-a-lackin'. This is off of your Cique record.
It is,
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
not sure how I got this title. I think I think like it's from a cartoon or something.
Oh yeah.
Crack-a-lackin'. Yeah, it just means kind of like it's really happening. You know, it's crack-a-lackin'. It's slamming.
I love it.
Yeah, and then Bijoux and I recorded this.
Yep.
It was before I knew you very well, or you'd have been the drummer.
Oh, I thought who was that on there? He was
It was
great.
Matt.
That was Matt.
Matt Houston.
Yeah, Matt Houston.
Yeah, Matt
I was
Houston.
listening to some of
I
that
love
today.
Matt
That
Houston.
guy's amazing.
He's amazing.
He's so amazing. He came to one of my gigs one time. I got really nervous.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, he's a total sweetheart. So that
Totally
it was
is.
really, really. Actually, Schwint brought him out to a gig, I think. Cool. Well, this is kind of like a boogaloo kind of thing, right?
It's just funky, man.
Just funky. You want to set it up?
I do.
Okay, we'll turn off the mics and let Jeff set up Crank-a-Lankin. Crank-a-Lankin.
I don't know. My Moog's not happening. Oh, I think I know what's happening. Got a little headphone thing going on here. Look, I've lost all of my on both synths. I've lost volume. Are you getting this? Yeah. The matriarch. I'm not getting that. What happened? On the sub 37. Yeah. We can do this sans sub 37. Oh. Still soft though. Ah. All right. Okay.
Crack-a-lackin'. Ladies and gentlemen, composition by Jeff Jenkins. That was sick.
It was. And it still is.
And it's still sick to this day. Well, thanks you guys for letting me play with you. This has been an honor.
Yeah, man.
And thanks for coming up and
You're the
streaming
cat,
on volume.
man. You're the cat. You're the cat.
Hanging with the Cats.
Yeah, thank you, Brian.
Yeah, man. That was really, really fun. Yeah, we still have over 300 people watching us, so I guess we got to keep playing, right?
Nice.
You know, what's a field we haven't gone to yet? There's plenty.
I think.
What about your Peter Gabriel feel?
Oh, yeah.
Which song was that?
Sometimes it snows in April.
And it did snow today in April.
Sure did.
So maybe you could sing me a groove that you're feeling, and I could jump on that. Okay.
That makes probably no sense to anybody.
See, if you can sing it, you can play it. That's what they say, right?
That's what they say.
Wait, this one wasn't. This is one you just brought on paper, right?
I did.
Oh, I don't have a paper. Wait, there it is. You know, it makes me want to hit this big drum to my right.
Please hit it.
And it's called the pancake drum. It looks like a pancake, and it sounds like a big monster. I'm going to hit it for you. Check this out. It's so cool.
That's big and fat. Love it.
So where's your one on that? You're starting off on.
Chaka chaka ka dum dum. Chaka chaka ka dum dum. Black dum dum. Chaka chaka ka.
Yeah.
Nice tune,
Sometimes,
Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Sometimes it snows in April. That's Prince again.
Shit. That's amazing.
He's singing about his best friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tracy.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Well, man, that was fun. If you guys want to do one more, just an up tempo or whatever kind of thing, we can do it, or we can call it whatever you guys want to do.
We could do the Stevie tune.
Yeah. Let's end on a high note.
That's the highest note I got on the organ.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This has been Cique. Cique. Jeff Jenkins, phenomenal keyboard player, composer, jazz musician. Bijoux Barbosa, just stunning to be with you guys. Thank you so much for coming up and joining us on volume.com. Thanks for them. And I got to remember my password so I can get into this thing here. Tomorrow night, we will be back. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And we're going to have Rabblefish, another instrumental band. And it'll be really fun. So, anyway, this is our last tune, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming.
Who's all in that band, Brian?
What's that?
Who's all in that band?
Oh, that's Victor Mestas on keyboards, Chris Malley, and then Paul McDaniel playing bass, and I'll be playing drums.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's fun. He's got a bunch of snappy charts, and it's kind of funky guitar-driven music.
Awesome. Let's check it out.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, we're going to leave you on this note. Thanks, everybody. Everybody turn off your microphones if you have them on.
That's Bijoux Barbosa.
Oh, I can't believe we remembered that ending. Thank you, everybody.